How many times have I been asked, but how does the invert one frequency work? Tens, hundreds, thousands of times? If you give me a minute, I'll explain it to you, using the example of disabling negative emotional reactivity, which is valid for all types of plants and molecules, etc. Go from "in the beginning was the word," so words, names, up to frequencies, and to their immeasurable powers. Especially when the antimatter is mixed with the matter, is impossible to explain in 2 words, as the current fashion requires. We will take a very simple example to explain how one can disable a recurring emotional reactivity, which can cause many pains, even physical, with the disease. An emotion can be represented by a set of frequencies or musical notes, if you prefer. If we talk about affective emotions, they vibrate in note F, the 4th note of the musical range. If we talk about creativity, enthusiasm, it will be the D grade. And if we talk about projection into the future, we'll talk about the A grade. Currently, the return of a frequency is at 432 Hz. And since the post-war period, all music has been played in A at 440 Hz. So this is how we will be able to deactivate by phase inversion the A note that causes a negative emotional reactivity. In that example, on the first track, a sinusoidal frequency of A at 432 Hz is created. We create a second track with the same note, strictly identical. To start, we listen only the first track with the note A, that is in solo, in the jargon of sound engineer. Then, we listen only to the second track with the note A also, always in solo. We find that they are identical. Is that correct? Now, we are going to proceed artificially with what is called a phase inversion of the second track, relative to the first track. You can see that the chart of the second track starts down, and the first track starts up, with both notes having the same starting point. If we listen to the first track, it sounds like this. If we listen to the second track, it sounds like this, so same. And if we now listen to both tracks at the same time, we don't hear anything. Thus, by superimposing the first sound with the second sound identical to the first, but out of phase, everything disappears. While they continue to exist, because by listening to them separately, the first track in solo, we can hear it. And if we put the second track in solo, we also hear it. This is how, by adding an identical frequency out of phase, we obtain the audible cancellation of both frequencies. It is the same for negative emotions, they will be phased out by a phase reversal effect. The emotion will be perceived until it disappears, but it will not cause any discomfort, no pain, no emotional reactivity, no unfortunate consequences, because it does not exist for the brain. Moreover, the origin of the word invert one comes from the phenomenon of phase inversion. Well, it was a little more complicated than that to set this process in motion, but that's exactly how it works. Well, I hope that I have given you an easier explanation to digest, and that you will experience it with one of our solutions, whatever your need. Thank you for your attention and say see you soon.